What's going on? Y'all know what it is. It's the Underground Show with your boy R.A. We finna get this shit cracking real quick. Let me go ahead and flip this camera right quick. You know how we do it. How everybody doing out there tonight? Y'all know what I'm saying? I got y'all heads going all the way around and everything. What's going on? It's your boy R.A. Tonight we got King James coming in. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna interview him tonight on the show. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All right, you know. Finna get this shit cracking. Let me get everything situated for my paper and everything. How y'all doing tonight? What's going down, y'all? What's going down? How we doing? We got a dope interview tonight with old King James tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and bump some music real quick until he chime in. You know what I'm saying? This one of them exclusive interviews. Y'all not gonna wanna miss it.
A lot of people do it for the money, the power, and the fame.
Yeah, that's
for
true.
me, I do it for your head and your heart. So if I got your heart, then it means I got your soul.
Homie.
And that's just it, mind, body, and soul. Some of y'all niggas just hard-headed.
Ain't it though?
Who the realest that you ever heard? Tell me who can do it better, nerd. See, you about to get your fella served, and I ain't even said a word. My first string, offspring, got a sling, smack crack for the streets, fat beats with a shitload of dope rap straps for the geeks. Niggas ain't got your back cause you weak. Now still, you can run your mouth, I'ma put it in effect, cause I'm all about that action and cash in the check. Ain't never seen a player to stash like that. Not to fuck up some stats, but to put your wig back when they fucking with my bloodline. I'm a killer every damn time. I'm a shooter when you try to take my future. I'ma introduce your ass to the barrel of this Ruger 9. Don't lose your mind in the mind game. Big thoughts take little thoughts, get lost in the time change. From Pacific to the Central in the mountains, they announcing my name. And I ain't dealing with the traffic cause I'm always in my lane. I give a fuck about the fame, where the money go. No silver pack slang at the Conoco. An individual to roll where I wanna roll. I'm like a powder kid, run cause she gonna blow. I'm in the head and the heart. Hit him in the head and the heart. Hanging on the last limb, begging for the Lord. When I hit him in the head and the heart. Hit him in the head and the heart. Gotta hit him in the head and the heart. Hanging on the last limb, begging for the Lord. When I hit him in the head and the heart. When I tell it like it is, I be giving you the beats. You be caught up in your fees for the foo shit that you do, thinking you slick, but the truth hurt, you can eat these. Yeah, the beat need a dope MC, but you ain't went blank, feeling gang from the live show. Gotta pat a nigga down, easy working for the 12. Could be wearing a wire, is he the 5-0? Trying to sink his little nose into something he don't really know about it. Ain't no problem to serve him and roll out. Put your soul on the outside of your body, maybe catch your body, or they ready, hell no. Leave him shocked when they my wide. Murder is I be in the zone of my own. You can look at me and see with the chrome. Make a false move on KP and you gone. How you gon' act like you right when you wrong? If you too strong, fucking with it, then it's and it never stop working on the job till it's finished. Don't believe in that, stepping off the rip. I gotta push it through a undone. A limited amount of energy, and we don't really want to kill or need a remedy. A black ski mask leaving the vicinity until you giving you the real to infinity. To Mississippi from the middle of the muddy mo and baptize him in fire, but then I spit cold, then overload him with wave patterns of flow. I think you better get away cause he gonna blow. I think you better get away cause she gonna blow. What's up, my man, young guy, man? What's up, dog?
King James.
Underground.
King,
in the building.
What's up, man? That's
man,
how you come in
good.
on the Underground Show.
Man, we in St. Louis, ST dot motherfucking LOUIS 314 is the area code, man. You know where it's going down, man. Your sub, KP in the building, man. Northside greatest hits, Murderville stand up, you know.
Ooh, keep it going. I ain't finna keep it going.
Oh man, I was just talking my shit. You know what I'm saying, man? Glad to be here. Welcome. You know, I want to welcome everybody to the show. You know, hopefully we get to dialogue a little bit so I can let the world know about what I got that's coming out. You know what I'm saying? For those that don't know me, you know, I'm a hometown great from the city of St. Louis. This where I got my start. If y'all recognize that, out of order.
Quit playing. You
take work some, twerk some, man. Classic.
Hey, let's get this shit started. Y'all see what y'all done started? Hey,
yes, sir.
That's what first question I was gonna tell you, because you know I know where you come from.
That's where I started.
I know the group, you know what I'm saying?
Rest in peace, Prim, man.
CD a million times. As y'all see, King James is from that out of order, man. All this money, all this
baby.
Cash. Come on, man.
That's come on, brainchild.
Come on, man.
Yeah, twerk that thing. We the ones that made the word twerk so popping. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Work some, twerk some.
man.
Let me hit it again. I hit it.
Hey, and I'm glad you mentioned that. That's real talk. That's
Yeah,
like,
we ain't get paid for it though, but you know, it go
hey,
down in the books.
dog, that is legendary. Because,
Right on.
like, when you listen to the CD
Yes,
now,
sir. Yes,
it
sir.
still goes with the shit going on right now.
Heck yeah.
It was like y'all was more ahead of y'all time than y'all knew it. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Also, y'all called
Honestly,
it
we
trend
did know.
because twerk has been out since.
Man, everybody that got on our album, bro, from Lil Jon and the East Side Boys
Big
to
shout out.
Twister,
Big shout
they
out.
blew up. They blew up immediately afterwards. Because if you remember, Tongue Twister came out already and had his run. And he had did what he was gonna do. But then after he got that exposure with the Midwest hottest record label, PD Wax, and Out of Order, it brought him back out to where folks were like, damn, Twister was nice. So big respect to Big T, you know what I'm saying? But it did provide the homie a platform to where he did Overnight Celebrity and inked the deal with Kanye West
Yeah.
shortly thereafter.
Right.
And Lil Jon and Eastside Boys did the same thing. Because at first they were just doing underground regional hits, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
making the club pop.
Yep.
And then after that, what come out? You got him working with Usher. You got him doing all type of big events, you know what I'm saying? Big production with Janet Jackson.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
real talk.
You took all that out of my mouth. That's what I was gonna tell him. I mean, twerk started in St. Louis. Y'all
Oh
started
yeah.
that shit, man. Big, hey man,
The
big
Nina
shout out,
Pop,
man. Big
the
shout
Nina
out,
Pop twerking, the mono, man. St.
man.
Louis we had it going on, man, in the early 90s, and that persevered through the 2000s. When the 2000s hit, everything just went crazy, man. The Y2K, you know what I'm saying? Went crazy.
Most definitely, man. Y'all had some of the hottest music out. Now let's, as we go from the past, let's forward to the future. Cause right now,
Bam.
as we still talk about, show them that shit, man. Cause I don't
That's
think they
that
understand what's
KP.
going on.
That's my latest album, man. So this came out in 2000. This came out 2020. 20 years later, man, and I'm still here as a testament, you know what I'm saying, that it's still possible to live out your dreams. You know what I'm saying? Whether my shit go platinum and gold or whatever, I already know I'm nice with that pen. It's some quality music, man. You can pop this in, you can live with this body of work. You know what I'm saying? I'm very proud of it. And I'd recommend it to anybody. If it wasn't even me, I'd tell you, man, this is some of the dopest shit, you know what I'm saying, for the 2020 season, man.
Now I ain't even gonna, dog, King James. That is one of the dopest albums out. I'ma say, like, I'm gonna put you on some pedestal. Like, I'm talking about worldwide. Because,
Appreciate it.
and this is why I'm saying this, is because it's different. Bars are there. Don't
Yes,
shit
sir.
sound the same. You're taking us
Nope.
through a fucking journey. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
You
Yes,
got
sir.
small circles. You know what I'm saying? Head and
Yes,
Heart is
sir.
like one of our favorites. But then now small circles is becoming one of the favorites. But then
Yeah.
you go
That's
to
dope, man.
you
I
go to
love that you.
mystery to the mystery of Dayton.
Yeah, yeah,
Like what the
yeah.
like, dog, you taking them through a maze. You spitting bars. Like you was one of the only artists that's like doing it like that and making music with a lot of substance like that. And I really
Yeah.
appreciate that from you because every time, you know what I'm saying, when we mixing our music together, because, I'm always trying to put every artist together, every artist a song. But my co-host is always like, hey, you gonna put the head and heart in there? I'm like, yeah, yeah, okay, we'll play that this week.
Man, right on.
But
Man, I so
we like that
appreciate that,
small
dog.
circles. So we gonna put that in there. I'm like, we
That's
done
that
named them
smoke
already.
circles. Smoke circles.
Smoke circles. Sorry, my bad. I put
Yeah.
it in there wrong. Smoke circles.
Yeah.
So
It's
they
all
like,
good though, bro. It's
put it in
all
there.
good because man, I put everything into that album, man. That album,
You can
to
tell.
me, I try to write music
You can
like
tell.
an epitaph. I write it like a eulogy almost because your music stands like everlasting monuments, man. And we're gonna die inevitably, but the music and the
Stay.
message will live on.
Yes.
And I always reflect on my albums like how I want the world to see me. when I'm gone, when I can't speak for myself, do this album, do some of my thoughts and some of my concepts come across as, you know, a manifesto or something that I could build upon, that I could pass on to the next generation, man. So I
Right.
feel like I make life music. You know what I'm saying? It has a street element, but it's very socially conscious, you
Yes, it
know,
is.
because I want our kids to live, man. And some of these rappers out here, you know what I'm saying, they ain't really caring, they don't got the responsibility. But you know, I look at it just like, you know, the real world that I live in. Everybody's not going to be a born leader. Some people are born followers. So, you know, I got to take the greater responsibility on my end, since I'm cognizant and aware, you know, of what my place in society is, man. I got to stand on something. So this album, if I don't never do nothing else, bro, you know what I'm saying? This is what I feel like it speaks for me, you know. And I ain't doing it for the money. I ain't doing it for, you know, the clout or nothing like that, man. I'm doing this for my life, man. It's like a diary on wax. It's like me putting out feelings that I've been sitting on, you know, because some of the production on there, like I said, the introduction is a beat that I did 20 years ago.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
didn't have to do no new music. I just basically dropped some thoughts and ideas that I've been holding forever, man. And to
You
all
wrote
the
them together.
artists that's out there that's watching, never sleep on your classic old time, your old school music. Because if you're making classic hits and you're making timeless jams, you can preserve that, man. They got shelf life on it, man. When you chasing all these trends, when you making your song sound like, you know, the Chicago drill rap scene, or you trying to be the next Nipsey Hussle or King Von or 6ix9ine, all them characters, then you gonna go out with that. As soon as they
Right.
play out, you done too.
There you
You
go.
know what I'm saying?
Same thing I
Finito.
explained to everybody. And then I'm
Be
glad you say
original.
that because even I had brung out some music like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
STL Fitted is one of those.
Yes,
Like,
sir.
that song so
Mm.
goddamn old. Man,
Yeah.
I wrote that shit so long ago. But what happened was my brother had passed. The original song, my brother had passed. And so it was like, I don't know what made me do it 20 years later, but I read on recapped it and went on and did it. You know
Man,
what I'm saying? So,
bring it back.
you know what I'm
Bring it
saying? That's
back
what
up
I
on
did.
St. Lo rap. You
Yes,
know what I'm
sir. That's
talking
what I
about?
did. Yep.
Man, we
Now,
got to, man.
off
We
the
owe the
music,
kids. Hmm?
dog, you do so much in the community though. See what people don't know. Like you ain't just talking this shit.
Yeah.
You are with the kids, fundraising, speaking, getting kids involved. Man, tell the
Yeah.
people what you're doing behind the scenes, besides the music, because not only do they hear
Man,
start hearing the music, they see you doing this shit.
right. You know, my life has always been like in community service, man, because I started way back in the days in the North at Matthew Dickey Boys and Girls Club, man. Growing up, that was the life-saving vessel that was put in my path, you know, when I was coming up in Walnut Park and in Baden and being around guys that weren't having so many good role models and influences on their lives. You know, when the gang banging really hit, you know, Matthew Dickey was like the shelter for a lot of brothers in the hood. And, you know, my mom's was very insightful, you know, with me and my brother. And she always kind of towards, you know, stuff with substance, man. So it was always, I felt like my destiny to do something that was going to be extraordinary because even in my street times, I never was just no follower, no average guy,
Right.
man. You know, I always led people and I always used my gifts, many gifts that I was given by the Most High, you know, to be able to enlighten folks, man. So I've always been a child prodigy. I've been rapping since like 85, man. I was a little dude, you know, rapping with older people
Yeah.
and being able to hang with them. And from that, you know, I mimicked every hip hop store you could think of. I used to be able to do all they voices, you know what I'm saying? From Willie D, my big cousin, to Ice Cube, to Snoop Dogg, to Biz Markie, rest in peace. You know, really anybody just to hone my craft. And you know, I was a fan of hip hop, and that being a fan birthed it out of order, the rap group. and I founded that group in '93. But we had been rapping for years. It's like,
Yeah.
we just been trying to get our thing together, but we was like just some St. Louis shit. And I had a group called Northside Coalition before we turned into Out of Order, and we just thought that the Northside thing was kind of like it was hood, but really that's all it was.
That's all it
So
was.
Out of Order became more like the universal group name, and the three O's. I built the concept around
Yeah.
OOO, then made up the word called tripleosis. And what tripleosis is the way of thinking, like how you can be like-minded with a brother, damn near you could finish his sentence, or when he finna stop talking, so you cut in as soon as he stopped talking. It's called chemistry, basically,
Basically.
but tripleosis is the nickname I gave it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it's a way of communicating without speaking words. And we called our album "The Era of Tripleosis," and it was
Okay.
just representing them three O's because we believe everything comes in threes. And the Trinity and all those, the trilogy, all those triple entendres and triple words that we use was basically like some creative shit that we came up with, and it seemed to work because when we got signed to PD Wax, they were only doing a group called Mind Over Body. J Clip and my man AK, they were doing some numbers actually, because we used to go to the record stores back in the day when those existed. Me and my
Yeah.
cousin Stam, and look
Still
in the
got a
back
couple
of
of
these
them.
CDs
Yeah.
and get phone numbers and try to send our demos out to them. So once we got with the Wax, it was like the rest was history. Because rest in peace, Prem Rogers,
Rest in
Prem
peace.
Muhammad, he sent us all over, man. We did our first show with Luke from Two Live Crew in
Okay.
Detroit. So we was basically thrusted into the major leagues after just being some underground guys that
Right.
ain't never left St. Louis as an
Ever.
act.
Right. Right.
So that was pivotal for us, man. And that's kind of like my introduction to being a recording artist professionally. But I actually got mentored by Oliver Sane, and Oliver Sane, rest in peace. He was a classic brother, man, an OG that had a studio on Natural Bridge in Cora. And him and his guy named James, another guy named Tony, they used to be at the studio. They used to allow me to cut the tapes when they used reel to reel. So
Okay.
they got me familiar with studio furniture and studio lingo, and how to, mix, and how to, basically sequence sessions. So that made me want to be a producer. That was
Okay.
like, what I'm saying? I say that to say this, that everybody owes an obligation to the youth, as far as growing up, because somebody made a way for one of us to get ahead. And that's the secret sauce, man. People just, they've been fooled. They don't understand that when you give more, you get more.
Get more.
But the problem is cats be trying to take everything and they ain't
Thing.
trying to
Yeah.
give and balance it out. So
Right.
they always end up in a deficit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Always.
man, I'm a soapbox dude, man. Don't get me to talking all day, because I
Man, this
will,
your
bro.
interview.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm unpacking some shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I really don't get too many platforms other than my man Skip out there on the West Coast that gave me an opportunity to talk about back in the days and talk about how I came to be this person that I am today. It's like it was temple with growth and development. It was temple with the three R's, Matthew Dickey Boys Club. It was temple with a Southern Baptist mama who prayed and you know what I'm saying, always believed in me and always poured in me. And it was just from myself having so many talents that I use all of them to move myself forward in life, no matter what it was, whether it was drawing, singing, rapping, you know what I mean, or just being intellectually, sophisticated or whatever. I could talk my way into some situations. So the gift of gab, I believe the Most High bestowed it upon me, and I've been able to use my gift to enlighten folks, man. I don't rap for the sake of riddling like a lot of guys, and I don't knock that, because there's a time and place, because the kids is basically lost, so you got to give them little doses of things that's really heavy on them. That's why if you listen to my album, it got a lot of singing on there.
Yeah.
It got a lot of contemporary production on there as well.
It's
So
an
I don't just give you,
enjoyable album. I'm gonna say that.
yeah,
Like when you want
yeah,
your ears to enjoy something, and not just hearing the same thing. Like, you know,
Yeah.
okay, you hear this certain CD, you know what you
Yeah.
get. Whole thing.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
whole thing. Your
Yeah.
CD is what I talk about. Like me and you,
Yes, sir.
everything you talking about, like right now, like me and you, like you talking about some of my life without your group. You know what I'm saying? But basically, with the growing up in church, the
Yeah.
stability, growing up around OGs, rapping
Yeah.
around OGs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doing
Real
things for the
OG.
kids, looking out for the
Yeah.
kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Being a leader.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's like you
You
talking
know,
everything. That's why I'm just like shit.
man, Martin Luther Matthews, man. You know, if anybody know about Matthew Dickey, Martin
Uh-huh.
Luther Matthews, you know, that's my father figure. So since I was very young, he basically just been drilling me and staying on top of me like, dude, this is how you be successful in America. He made me sit in on meetings when I was like 8 years old. And I'm sitting on board meetings with contemporary leaders of the time, like August Bush, Charles Knight, Richard Casey. You know, I'm talking about heavyweights, Caucasian folks that basically were the movers and shakers,
Yeah.
you know, of the community. And Mr. Matthews knew how to negotiate diplomatically with those folks to where he compelled them to be constant and perpetual supporters of his cause. And he used to always ask me after sitting in these long 3 hour boring meetings, like he'd say, analyze these individuals. And I would tell him the characters of these guys. And from telling them the character in such a way that he felt like it was on point, he was like, oh boy, you got a gift. You got a gift. You got discernment. So when he told me that, it made me bear witness, you know, that he saw something in me that I didn't even realize was there. And it was just the sport, you know what I mean? It made me believe in myself. That's why we owe it to our young people while they're young enough, even these little King Von Juniors and these
Yeah.
little Quans and Reese and Quando Rondo, we got to put our hands on these little dudes and let them know that we love them. You know what I'm saying? It can't always be confrontation
Can't
because
always
this
be
is a
confrontation.
this is a
Right.
single mother generation, man. These are mama boys.
Yeah.
And with that being said, they don't know how to engage. They don't know the rules of
Right.
engagement. You know, from a masculine
Right.
standpoint, because you got people today that say being masculine is toxic. So this album kind of, you know, it speaks to some of those hard to talk about, you know, things, because I feel like that's what our kids getting buried in. So I want my album when I'm dead and gone. Hey, how was it really like to be in America and be black in America? Listen to the album. You'll go through some feelings that will
Trust me.
make you question.
Yes.
Be like,
Yes.
damn, it's deep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I grew up on the best hip hop. There's no way I can make a whack album. I grew up on Scarface. I grew up on Ice Cube, Slick Rick.
Yeah.
I grew up on BDP, KRS
One
One,
all day
Juice
long.
Crew.
Yeah.
You know, so Cool G Rap. They told stories. They had cadence. They had, you know, production and everything. So that's all I tried to give them. What I did was try to give my album. I tried to make the album that I wanted to hear.
If that's the album of the year, my man.
I thank you, brother.
Nah, for real, I mean, like, I'm just not like saying that. You know, I do music my damn self.
I know
You
you
know,
do,
and that's the album of the year.
man. God
It's
bless you,
it's
brother.
just period. I mean, right now, I mean, the like when you listen to the album, it gives you the whole old school aspect is what I always talk about. Make a complete album, make
Yeah,
different things, you know what I'm saying? Different songs,
yeah,
even if you're not taking them through a journey. Make
yeah,
different things, you know what I'm saying? Don't
yeah,
just be the same thing, because it gets boring. Trust me, brother, it gets boring. Sometimes get out your box. Sometimes you
yeah,
can talk a little violence and you can still throw a message in there. It's been
yep,
done. It's been
yeah,
done. You can
yeah,
still talk about the drugs and talk about, but throw a little message in there. Throw a little,
man,
this is what happened to you. You shouldn't, but this is what happened to you when you choose those roles. You know, all of our
man.
artists did it. Ice Cube, Ice
Yeah,
T, all the gangsters.
face,
I mean, these big gangsters we
face.
talking about. No
Yeah,
rap. You
yeah,
know, it
yeah.
always threw that message. We had all in the same game. You know
Man,
what I'm
even
saying?
Brother Lynch Hung had
Even
messages.
Brother Lynch, even Brother Lynch.
He talk about the downside. He wasn't always talking about the glamour of gang banging. We
Right.
talking about losing mothers, homies, and brothers. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
Turning to hard drugs.
You
Real shit.
now on
Real
your
shit.
album, tell the people the features you had on your album because you had a couple good features on your album also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everybody that was featured on the album was homegrown talent, man. The album is called Cognitive Dissonance. You know, a lot of people get thrown off when they hear the phrase cognitive dissonance,
They
but you
scared of it.
know, huh?
They scared of it. Scared to
Yeah,
understand.
they totally scared of it. You know, most people know about cognitive, but they
Right.
don't relate to the dissonance.
The distance, right.
Yeah, the
That's what drew me
dissonance.
to it. I ain't gonna that
Yes,
I'm like,
sir.
oh. I'm like, oh no, this some shit right here. Hold
Dude,
on,
it's
dog.
basically to
No, he
explain
didn't
it
go
to
there.
a lame person, though, D. To explain it to a lame-minded person, cognitive dissonance is basically giving me a platform to stretch the limits of my imagination, my creativity, and thought process as far as how I write and what I'm talking about. It's like I could talk some gangster shit, even though I'm not about no gangster shit right now.
Right.
You know, but it's also stating that it's a time and a place for everything. So nobody could be one dimensional. And if you just keeping it 100 all the fucking time, you probably dead and people talk about you as folklore, or you lock the hell up and don't integrate with society. So I'm trying to keep a realistic perspective out there, you know what I'm saying, as far as my music and what it meant to me. Because it was like I took you through the adrenaline with the cold case. That was all me. I produced the beat,
Everything?
and yeah, I did the beat on Cold Case because I'm a
Okay.
producer too.
Do
I
your
could have
thing.
did my whole album. That's principally how I roll, is do all of it. Like you know, the R. Kelly of rap. Not saying I'm listening on little kids though, but you know what I'm
Right,
saying.
nah,
Not shitting on the
we
homies,
know that.
because everybody they always try to use us to cancel each other. So pay
Right.
attention to that cognitive dissonance. You know what I'm saying? It's talking about the hypocritical way that they will malign somebody that's of color and use his own people to do such a thing, but we be the ones that put them in a peculiar situation in the first place. And then when they do something, we have Stockholm syndrome, and we turn the other cheek and look the other way and act like it's perhaps not as such a bad crime. So that's what cognitive dis was kind of doing. It was basically giving me a chance to get talk my shit, but at the same time still keep a level of respect out there because of the position that I hold. You know what I'm saying? Because I got to be responsible. And at the same respect, I'm at a transitional point in my life because I'm not going to forever be working in nonprofit. I'm going to pour everything that I got into this music because that's really who I am. Although I've made a, you know, an indelible mark with, you know, social service and serving my community, I feel like I haven't been serving myself enough. So that's what I feel like my message for tonight is: every artist is doing this. If you ain't doing it for yourself, it don't matter though. You know what I'm saying? You got to do it from a selfish place almost. You can't just be doing this thing, you know, because you think somebody gonna view you a certain way, or you gonna get some money out of it. If the music makes you feel good, if you can naturally do it and you passionate about it, then damn it, do it.
Do it.
Stop second guessing yourself. That's what
Yeah.
this whole album was about. If I could put out a record, you know, my last project that was out for everybody was I did a single called Angus in 2003 or 4. No, that was '04. And then everything else after that was underground, underground. I never released nothing because I've been in sort of a depression. I had been like, you know what I'm saying? I've been through the industry, man, track stores, Chingy, you know what I'm saying? The out of order situation or whatnot. And I reflected on a lot of that stuff as if, you know, what God had for me, I didn't understand because I thought that that record deal was what he really had for me. But clearly it was a longer journey. And where I'm at today is at a part of that journey where I can kind of see the vision now. You know, so I have no more regrets. Because to show you that I come full circle, everybody that I had problems with business wise, I made amends with them. That's including my cousin Sham, you know, from Out of Order. when we split up, it was bad
Yeah, I
communication.
was gonna ask you
So
about what happened to the group and everything. Cause whoo, y'all was
man, we was on fire, man. We was on
yeah,
fire. But
y'all was on fire.
man, we got caught up with the first contract is the worst contract type of situation.
Always, always.
And
Yeah.
we were young and dumb on the business end at the time to where we weren't looking at the business end. Rap, hip hop was such a drawing card for those of my generation that loved it, that even with all the business acumen that I had learned along the way under my moms and under, Mr. Matthews and the club, I didn't even think twice about it because this rap shit is something I've been wanting to do since I was like 10 years old.
Me and you both, my brother.
You see what I'm saying? So I was like, tunnel vision, blinded, going for this goal. And I made it happen. I can say
Yes, you
that.
did.
I can say I woke up in the morning and know what it feels like to hear your record come on the radio, just like that 5 heartbeat scene
Oh
where you
yeah.
get to run through the house and you like, oh man, this is me on the radio. Oh my God. So, to me, I do it from a righteous and a pure place. So that was one of the pinnacles for me. And to be able to see my shit in the big magazine and Rolling Stones, #7 in Rolling Stones over Stankonia, number 19 on a national billboard when we first released Work Some Twerk Something, man. And
Twerk
then to
that
have three,
thing.
yeah. And then have three
Oh.
multiple, record deals and situations approach us for single deals from Universal, Priority, and Def Jam Records, with Atlantic Records jockeying us through Barry Hankinson and this guy named Salim Boaz, who basically traveled with Out of Order when PD Wax sponsored us with Budweiser to do that 30-city tour all over the country. So from that exposure, man, we were on our way. But as the powers to be will act, they would, divide and conquer. And it's ironic that me and my cousin Shan made a song when we first got started in '96 with Cold. Big shout out to Cold from Crucial Conflict. We made a cut called Divide and Conquer. And that's what happened to Out of Order. You know what I mean? We basically was separated, carted off to different areas. They went to New York, got in some situation with Shaka Zulu and a few other players, major players. And you know how it goes, man. This is in 2002 or so, when the game was actually still young and we didn't have the technology like we do today. So once you get out of town on folks, man, you stay gone, you out the loop. And from that point, fast forward, I found out that I wasn't gonna be a part of the situation that they had with Chingy. You know what I'm saying? So it was never really no bad blood with me and Chingy or my cousin Shan for that matter, but it was a sense of betrayal and feeling hurt. You know what I mean? Because I felt like he was somebody that I really brought into the game as far as hip hop, and anybody that knows us know our history and they know how integral I was to, really all them guys that enjoy, the success of the track stars. I sparked that idea, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I'm humble when I say that, because, it could have been detrimental if we had took a negative road and
Yeah.
it would have killed our legacy. But
Definitely kept the legacy.
our legacy is bigger than us. So
Yes.
you'll never hear no records where I diss none of them.
Right. No
Hopefully
need.
you
No
never hear
need.
no
For what?
record where they diss me. It was never a beef. It was a
Right.
separation.
Right.
You know what I mean? And as life is, people will go separate ways. And quite frankly, everybody ain't going.
Right.
So what was for them was for them. And what
Right.
was for me was
Me was for you.
eventually for me. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? When you get grown, dog, you kind of, when you reach full maturation in life, you start seeing what's really important. And we get blinded,
Yeah.
by the flash and the glitz and the glamour. Because, we were out there chasing a dream,
Right.
bro.
And
Me,
also
me and Sham
emotions.
used to go out of
Right.
town and be stuck. We'd have been stuck in Venice Beach
But
for 2 weeks in California, in LA,
yeah.
with no support. Till you call the moms and let them know, damn, you did some stupid shit. And we then went to Atlanta and did the same thing, chasing these record deals.
Right.
So, through doing all those type of activities together, that'll make a bond and make you feel a sense of
Yeah.
loyalty,
Yeah.
to each other. Like, hey, now if you get the deal, let me know. If I get the deal, I'm gonna let you know. But as life plays out, that's really not how it works out.
Right.
You
And
know,
then
so
also,
fast forward.
oh my bad. I was gonna also act also emotion also. Some people
Yeah,
jump off emotion, jump, you know what I'm saying, just jump so fast into shit.
yeah,
And I just
yeah.
want to commend you on that because that's why I was kind of saying about the Nelly little situation when they tried to blow up the Nelly little thing and all that kind of stuff and it went that direction. I'm like, really,
That was
that's a family situation that shouldn't have been
yeah,
even
that was
talked about.
ugly. I don't think they should have did that.
I don't think they should have did that either.
It almost came off like everybody involved was clout chasing,
Because
trying
that's what
to
they was doing.
trying
Yeah,
to make
that's basically
themselves
what they was doing.
relevant when they could have just argued out their differences and stuck together and could have called out of
Yeah,
order and been like, hey, y'all remember we used to battle at Saints and at the Palace? Why don't we do a versus for St. Louis since we really the only groups that really put it on for the city like that at the same time, man. But nobody in St. Louis is real enough to recognize that. So that really never materializes. They only look
right.
at those that got record deals. They don't look
Right.
at
You look at the ones who got the
the
bigger,
full
bigger
scope.
stage. Well, actually, y'all kind of even set that up for people to get that stage. Because, like you
We
just
sure
said,
did, brother.
for
Make no
Lil John,
mistake.
got
Man,
Twister back then.
everybody
You
know.
know, y'all set shit up. The twerk that's still going on that y'all been to start.
Everybody knows, man. You know, but full circle with the out of order movement, it's like we were separated for a while, but it's just like how I feel I respect Dog Pound. They
Yeah,
used to diss each other, they fell out, but
yeah,
then they realized they were better together.
yeah.
And they came back because they family, and that's what family
We
does.
do.
You fall out, you talk shit about each other, you don't understand each other, but at the end of the day, ain't nobody else gonna do that shit.
At
And
all.
me and Sam is back together. We working on projects with a new deal, you know, with a major label. I'm doing some writing for that
Okay.
team under his leadership, and then
Okay.
he's worked on my project, you know, for cognitive dissonance. He done like 4 or 5 tracks for that album.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm
And
talking
Zoe.
about. That's
And
what I'm
Zoe.
talking about.
You
Now
know
we
what I'm
got a
saying?
couple more minutes before we get out of here, but
Yeah.
I just want to say this is some real shit too. From way back in 2002 and three, listen to y'all album. I never, ever, ever in my whole entire little fucking life thought I'd be fucking interviewing you.
That's real, man. Hey, but we living in purpose. We living in purpose. That's all it really is, man. When you live in purpose, it's like, man, you can't even argue with it. It's like your steps are guided. So if you stay obedient, you're gonna be led the right direction. You know, and speaking of the album, you know, before we do get out of here, just to let y'all know, yeah,
Yeah.
Sham Zo did some production on there.
Okay.
Daryl Music Group, that's another up and coming
Tell us
producer
something
who I
about
got
some
a
of your features on your album too.
man, great deal of respect. OD, my man, OD Porter. He's a protege of mine. He's a gifted, extraordinary guy. He's the guy that rapped on that Cry No More.
Okay.
You know,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
All right.
And then I got my young guy, Young Teezy. Young
Okay.
Teezy is another aggressive
You know I
St.
know Young
Louis
Teasy.
artist that's always out. And you know, he tapped in with me, you know what I'm saying? That's like my little bro, man. And he gave
Yeah.
me some of that young fervor, you know, that I needed for the record, man. And,
Yeah.
and I do the same shit for him, man. We all a
Yeah.
team. You know, this album is supposed to be like the Nas Illmatic of St. Louis. Cause
It
I
is.
use all different producers, you
It
know.
is.
I use Skip, Mr. Skipper B, who's out there in LA right now. He's
Okay.
cutting hair for the cast in Space Jam and for Barbershop. He's done a
Okay.
lot of
Big
big
shout out.
things. Big shout out to Mr. Skipper B. He did the Head and Heartbeat, and he produced Wishy Washy. You know what I'm saying? I got another young protege of mine who's like my nephew, RMG Nunu. He done some beats on there for me. So
Okay.
everybody that's on my album, they actually are getting placements. They're actually doing something, and they were all gracious to bless me with that production. You know what I mean? And big shout out to Preston at Sawhorse at my studios where I get down there, because you know what I'm saying, he helped me bring a lot of the magic together. And mega shout out to the Outer Order family. No, Jay Damage, you know what I'm saying? Doty, you know, everybody, man, you know, just everybody out there, my sons And Juan DC Mo, I got my son on the Mystery of Dating. That's Juan DC Mo, and he's an artist himself. That's
Okay.
Lil KP.
Okay.
So yeah, man, it's a family affair, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Everything
as
we
I see
doing,
you
man.
got CDs. Tell everybody
Yeah,
where they can find you, where they can get your CD at. Cause I need one of
man.
them CDs. I collect CDs.
I
So when I
got
come
you on
down
the
to St. Louis, I
CDs.
gotta holler at you get one of them CDs. I collect
We
CDs.
know each other, so I shoot a CD out to you, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to
I
start
buy it.
getting them.
I
Look,
buy it.
I'm gonna start getting them shipped out, but you can also find me on all digital musical platforms. I only brought my CDs out because I was like, damn, I missed the mark. I had my digital release, I done all of that. But
Yeah.
then all my OG homies who still got the old school, they like, damn, KP, we still need the CD. So I'm like, man, I'm like $20. And then I'm autographing each one of these, so I'm personalizing them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you get a little piece of history right with it. You know what I'm
So I'm
saying?
paying that $20. I'm paying that $20.
Yes,
Come
sir.
get my CD. If
I
we gonna
appreciate
support,
that, man.
if we
I
gonna support,
appreciate you.
we gonna support.
Straight up, man.
We're not
It
gonna
don't
play
get no
no.
realer than that,
We
D.
ain't gonna play no lollygally games like, oh, okay, since I know you now and we becoming cool, I'm gonna get. No, fuck that. If
Right.
I'm going to the polo store, I probably know the little homie behind the counter. He not fucking
Yeah.
giving me no fucking deal. I still gotta pay the whole fucking price for that goddamn polo shirt.
Right.
And when he get off, we gonna go smoke a blunt and hang out.
That part. That part. But man, on some real shit, Spill No More is one of my favorite songs on this album. I want you to play that on the show next, man. I'm
You
gonna
gotta
send
send
over
it to
to
me.
you. Spill No More.
That's
We
what
going
that's
to
what.
Africa
Matter of
with
fact,
this one.
after this, well, we finna get out of here, and that's the next song we gonna play.
Yes, sir.
You dig?
Let's get into it, man. It's featuring Akila. Bishop,
Hey,
man. K Bishop, man. My big bro from Walnut Park meets the Baden side, Northsiders, Murderville, stand up, man. Out of order, man. You're 2021. You dig? Underground in the building. You the man, D. I promise you.
no, I appreciate you. This is
No
classic.
doubt.
This is after this interview, your phone gonna be blowing up. You're gonna be like, KP, I didn't know you was that fucking smart, man. You fucking can I get a fuck? I didn't know your album was that fucking. I mean, oh my god, the
Man,
motherfucker
they
blew.
better listen to it, man.
Hey,
Anybody that talk about hip hop is bullshit, get my album so you can
get
you
that
can be a
album
believer again.
now, now. All right, my man. Big shout out,
Big
KP,
shot.
King James, everybody. Thanks for everybody watching the interview. We finna play his song. We finna shut it down and we finna get to the other topic.